Hello students, I am Mrs. Manju Sharma, your SST teacher, and today we are going to start our new chapter, Understanding Marginalization, Chapter 7 of Civics, Class 8th. Students, we have learned about various aspects of the law and justice, and we have also studied about the government and its role in democracy, wherein it is supposed to provide not only justice against crime but even social justice. So, in this chapter, we shall see how certain sections of society got left behind and marginalized. First of all, we will learn the meaning of marginalization. When we take our notebook and look at the margins, they are near or on the edges. The word margins means edge and marginalization means driving, forcing or living on the edges or on the fringe of the society. In our country, there are groups of people who have not got the same share of development, education, growth, and employment opportunities, leading them to be left behind as compared to the other citizens of the nation. So, marginalization at the individual level results in an individual exclusion from meaningful participation in the society. Economic, cultural, social, and political factors work together to make certain groups in social society feel marginalized. In this chapter, we shall limit ourselves to two categories of people who have been socially marginalized in India. First, Adivasi and second, minority communities. First, we will know about Adivasis. The Hindi word Adivasi is formed by the combining of word Adi from old times like from Adikal and Vasi means inhabitants. Adivasis literally means the indigenous people or original inhabitants. To understand is better. They are the people who did not get the same opportunities of the education, development and growth as they lived in difficult terrain and therefore continued with their traditional customs and religious belief. Now, we will know their religious belief. The Adivasis have continued to believe in their own religious beliefs from yesteryears, and their religious practices are different from those of Hinduism, Christianity, or Islam. Since they live close to nature, they worship the forces of nature which they believe are more strong and they have no control over them. Second, we will know about the languages of Adivasi. The Adivasis have their own languages different from the mainstream languages. Some of them are as old as Sanskrit. They have also influenced the formation of many Indian mainstream languages, and commonality of words are found in Bengali and some other languages. And Santhali is the major tribal language spoken by the majority of Adivasis. Now we will know about the dress and culture of Adivasis. The Adivasis have lived close to nature. They never had access to new generation fabrics and dresses. They traditionally adorned themselves with skins, feathers, leaves, flowers, etc. Now we will know the Adivasis and development. Adivasis were the original settlers in the hinterland. They have been living there for ages, and the kings and rulers of earlier time during their hunting and other voyages used to look after them and ask about their welfare and give them roles. During the colonial period, the British started exploiting the natural resources of India, and some of their exploitation led them to reach the Adivasis area, and they removed their settlements so as to take away the timber and other resources from those areas. They also forced Adivasis to work as slaves and laborers or workers in these areas on plantation and other activities. Next, industrialization. States which are rich in natural resources like Odisha, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh have a large concentration of Adivasis dwelling. The various government and private industries group are interested in acquiring the land for establishing industries project there. They are putting a lot of pressure or luring them to promises of alternative jobs and compensations. Next development is building of dams. Dams on rivers and water channels have been a major cause of discontentment among the Adivasis as large areas fall into reservoirs which need removal of forest, which are affected the lifeline of the Adivasis. Next development is national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. Many areas have been reserved for conservation of wildlife, which has forced the eviction and thoroughfare of the Adivasis who have been living there. And what are the effects on the Adivasis of these developments? The various activities have caused the following effect on their lives. They have lost their cultural identity. They face psychological trauma. Their compulsion to seek employment in search of livelihood is exploited by the city dwellers. Women have been pushed out of their land and compelled to take on jobs as maids. The various developmental activities are a requirement of the nation and inevitable for the growth of country. Marginalization of minorities. Our constitution has recognized that there is a possibility of cultural, traditional, and social dominance of the majority community over the minority communities. It has therefore enshrined provision to safeguard their interest. The Constitution has enacted laws which have given freedom to different minorities to continue to enjoy the freedom to live by the religious and cultural requirement. So our government did so many development to upliftment of these minority groups. The government has taken various steps to look into grievances of sections of the people who felt marginalized. A famous example is the constitution of the Sachar Committee, which looked into the marginalization of the Muslims. Now we will learn about marginalization of women. Marginalization also occurs when any section of the society is not given equal status or equal opportunities. The women constitute nearly 50% of the population, thus, they are not a minority in the classic sense as described in the previous section. Traditionally, there have been many aspects in which the girls and women have been deprived of equal education, opportunities of employment. So much was the traditional disparity that the women would eat only after the men have eaten their food. The girl child would get less food than the boys, and so on. And we see so many discrimination between boys and girls. Now we conclude this chapter that marginalization can be both actual or imagined. This could be due to unbalanced development or unequal distribution of national resources. Marginalization is not permanent. Marginalization's community at times want to maintain their cultural distinctiveness on the one hand and seek parity in access to rights, opportunities, and development on the other hand. In this, there are cases of internal conflict which are restrictive to their own growth due to binding of culture and tradition. Thus, things can be changed if prioritization is set right both by the community and the government, and we must also take some steps to upliftment of these marginalized group. So students, now we have learned about marginalization and also learned that how can we upliftment of this section of our country. So goodbye students.